Welcome in. We are here about 26 hours before the draft starts. So we're going to do our final NFL mock draft 2026. So I'm going to try to do a nice blend, what I would do, what I think the team's going to do. Still want to try to go for some accuracy. You know what I mean? But I'm still going to try to. There might be some picks that I might just refuse to. We'll see what happens. So, without further ado, the most obvious pick. I don't remember which mock draft, but there's one that said you can pretty much put it in Sharpie. So that's pretty much where we're at. Just give the Raiders Mendoza number one overall. So this is the next one. Pretty fun spot. A lot of people are really on the Arvell Reese, David Bailey situation. Some people have said the Jets canceled the David Bailey visit. I've read some people think it could be a good thing. Some people think it could be a bad thing, depending on how you. Some people think it could be a good thing because the Jets want to use that visit on someone else because they're already so sure about Bailey. Then there's the obvious. I just don't think it would make sense if they're sold on Arvell Reese to not have an official visit with Bailey because I feel like you would have to do your due diligence if you're the Jets. So I feel like they would only cancel it if they were sure they wanted him and they didn't need to do anything else. And then he wanted to use one of those top 30 visits. I don't know if it was a top 30 visit or what it was exactly, but I'm going with it from the beginning. I'm going to go with it to the end. Going with David Bailey to the Jets. So this one, I kind of really wanted to add in trades, but I just felt like sometimes the trade chart's a little tricky to figure out and maneuver. And then there's just not that many teams that seem like I've heard, rumors that teams they want to trade up. But I just don't think there's enough teams that want to trade up. So I'm thinking I'm just playing it safe with no trades. Hey, my guy, Adrian, welcome in. Welcome in. Glad to have you here. But I was just going over. We're gonna do no trades. I was just saying. I think I don't think there's too many teams that want to trade up. I know there's been rumors, but I just think a lot of teams are going to trade down. So I figure play it safe, do no trades, and we'll kind of just let the chaos ensue tomorrow night. But I think from here, I'm going to stick with what I've been. I think they're still going to take Arvell Reese. I think the Jets want an established person. Like I said, I just think Aaron Glenn wants his Hutchinson. I think he just wants that pass rusher, the guy he knows his job, knows his responsibility. I think they're going to take David Bailey. I think the Cardinals, as fearful as they are as their prototype, linebackers, Isaiah Simmons comes to mind. It's a new regime, new coaching staff. I think you got to avoid that bugaboo. You can't. So I think they still take Arvell Reese. Now this one, I'm not a big fan of Jeremiah Love at 4, but I get the appeal of it. But I'll be honest, with the Ruben Bain situation going on, scaring me off a little bit. I think I might cave. I might finally give. Did I get? Nope. See, I think it's gonna scare me off. I think I'm not gonna lie. It seemed from what I read, seems like the girl's parents, the girl who passed away, her parents, didn't try to press charges. It seemed like she wasn't wearing an accident, but I know that later, I think it was less than a year, he ended up getting another reckless driving incident. So I think some teams are going to be a little scared on someone passing away while he's driving the first time. Then less than a year later, he's still getting some reckless driving stuff. So I don't think he's going to tank too far. I think teams already know about everything they want to know about him, but I just, like I said, I wouldn't do it, but I'm not doing what I want to do. So we're gonna give the Titans Jeremiah Love, and it's nice. It helps some assurance for Cam Ward, and I think depending on how you feel about the tackle class, they might be able to snag someone if they want to help protect Cam Ward, try to build the line a little bit. So for the Giants, have them 5-10. I think in fear of the Cowboys specifically, because I think they want. I think Caleb Downs might be my favorite, like the best player. My favorite player is Emmanuel McNeil Warren, but I don't. Caleb Downs might be my number one, but I think the Giants are gonna play it safe. Both, because they also committed money to, was it Javon Bullard from the Dolphins. I feel like, I know that's not a reason to not pick Caleb Downs, but I also think there's a teeny chance, depending on if they trade up or not, they could just sit there, because I've mocked the Bengals Caleb Downs every time. The Giants pick Caleb Downs here. Sonny Styles might not be there at 10. You take Sonny Styles at 5 and then you clench. You might still get Caleb Downs at 10 if you're in New York. So in this case, we're going to do it. We're going to go Sonny Styles 5. But I just think he fits too well behind Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, oh my goodness, Brian Burns. So the Browns, so like everyone said, this is probably the most popular trade back candidate. And I think the Cowboys are primed, depending on what the Giants do, to react to the Browns. And I think if you're the Browns, you just get as much in the arsenal as you can, man. You need as many. You just need as much. Whether you believe in Shedeur or not, you still need to protect whoever the quarterback is. You need weapons for whoever that quarterback's going to be. So in this case, for right now, since we're not doing trades and stuff, I think the Browns do a smart thing. I think we did that one last. Okay, so I like that pick. I think that's a good one. Now, Washington. I could see Caleb Downs going here. I'm going to look for a little inspiration from other people and see what. See? Caleb Downs there. Ooh, Sonny Styles. Okay, that'd be. I can kind of see that as people start putting that. Mansour Delane. That's the first time I've seen him going there. Okay. Wow, Sonny Styles. There must be some I'm not keen on. Oh, this is the draft chart, but I guess we'll have it just for fun. But wow, it must be something I'm not aware of going on there, because that's a lot of linebackers. But oh, that's tough. I think they're gonna. Mr. Quinn is gonna want his rock on defense. Yeah, I. You know, I feel like they'd still consider Ruben Bain. I'm curious if they're scared off by him or not. We're gonna give the Commanders Caleb Downs. I think he's too talented. I think he's at a position they need. I think the Commanders will take him. I don't think he gets. Now that the draft's here with I think Ruben Bain was the pick there. But now with the Saints, who'd I give the last? I think Carnell Tate. I was in love with. Yeah, I just really like the idea of them getting receivers. I'm gonna trust my gut. I'm gonna stick with the Carnell Tate to the Saints. I think they believe in Shuck. I like Olave. Little bias. Had him on my fantasy team last year, second half the season. Just saying. Watched far more of the New Orleans Saints than I would like to admit as a non-Saints fan, but I thought Shuck actually looked pretty good. I'm gonna stick with my gut. I'm sticking to go with Carnell Tate. Now the Chiefs take Ruben Bain. If he's there for the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs. not like I said, I don't want to start saying he has character concerns, but I just think the Chiefs are one of those teams that feel confident about what's going on in their locker room, and they don't mind taking chances on guys other teams might not. And I think it'd be put him next to Chris Johnson. I think that's a good move for the Chiefs. So the Giants a little upset. Their gamble for Caleb Downs didn't pay off, but something I'm hearing is they love Jordan Tyson. Well, that butt was a little loud in the mic. I apologize. But I've heard they really love Jordan Tyson. So that was sort of my plan in my back pocket if somehow Caleb Downs didn't end up sliding to them. So I don't want to say I'm a sucker for the rumors, but it's gotten a lot of heat, and I think it makes sense. I think especially with Malik Neighbors, especially because they're rumored to bring OBJ in. And so even if OBJ isn't at that talent level anymore, I mean, Jordan Tyson's got a lot of ability, and I could see OBJ taking him under. Like I said, maybe he himself isn't productive. Maybe it's how he helps the boys out. I think I'm gonna follow the rumors, and I think Jordan Tyson does end up a Giant. So now we're at 11, and at this point, I think the run on receivers are gonna go. The Dolphins, you trade the only weapon. I mean, I could see Fanu. What do we got? What are these cats thinking? Whoa, Kane Proctor 11. I feel like the Dolphins aren't in a place to be gambling. Wow. Apparently that's just me. Am I wrong? I feel like if you're the Dolphins, you don't want a project. You want some. Okay, see, fine. That's what I was thinking. You don't want. I feel like. I just think that Proctor makes too much sense to the Eagles. He just seems like the kind of guy the Eagles would just whip. Whether the rumors are true or not, I could just see the Eagles turning him into a monster. But at 11, I like Makai Lemon. But I feel like, kind of like I was saying with the Browns, if you're the Dolphins, I feel like it'd be smart, especially because I don't believe in Ty Simpson in any way. Myself, I don't believe in Ty Simpson. But I think if you're the Dolphins, maybe you start thinking about. I mean, Lemon can also be, obviously a tackle protects the quarterback, but Makai Lemon could be used to also help out the quarterback too next season. I feel like just because they traded Waddle, they'll probably. What's their next pick? 30? I think we'll go Makai Lemon. I think they want, especially if Tyree. I don't know his situation. Is he? He might still be on the Dolphins. I don't know. Some universe Tyreek Hill's 80% of what he used to be, and maybe Makai Lemon's the number one. Maybe you get something going that way. But the Cowboys, like I said, I think they're probably going to be one of the only teams that really looks to trade up. I think did I give him Delane last time? I did give him Delane. Keldrick Falk. Okay, we got some late risers in these mock draft. Rams get Cardinal. I would punch a hole in my drywall if the Rams got Carnell Tate at 13. I would be downright furious. Yeah, that won't happen. So we don't even. I know you're a Seahawks fan, so there's not much we agree on. But let me tell you, we'll both be yelling. My neighbors will know, but he won't. There's just like I said, I could see someone trading up for Tate. I just don't think Tate gets past the Saints, man. Like I said, I watched quite a bit of the Saints the second half. I really thought Shuck looked decent, man. I think they'll be able to scheme some stuff up. I just don't see him falling. And then Chiefs maybe even, but I would, or even the Dolphins, like I just said. But yeah, if Tay goes to the Rams, dude, I know we'll both be that. I'd be pissed. I can't even imagine that scenario happening. I genuinely can't. That would blow my mind. But I mean, because everyone's got their own wide receiver rankings, and I guess I've got a couple friends who are, one of my roommate, another close buddies in Ohio State fans. So I've watched quite a bit of Ohio State. So I'm probably a little biased. I think Carnell Tate's the best receiver of the trio. I know a lot of people do, but the Bannerman at 12. See Ruben Bain. See, that's where I think his base. I don't see the Cowboys. I could see take Ruben Bain no matter what. Sonny Styles at 12. I've seen a lot of people think Sonny Styles isn't going to go as high as I think. I've seen a lot of people say Sonny Styles will be one of those guys that a lot of people were enamored with his workout, but overall, I'm going to trust my gut. We're going to go Mansour Delane. I think they're going to trade up here. So this pick probably won't even be right, but I think if the Cowboys don't move, I think they'll, especially cuz both their corners, I'm pretty sure, are both just big play corners. They're not real like man corners, but we'll see. Maybe if they get healthy, then they could have a trio. Maybe mix them around, put them in the right spots. But the Rams, I'm not gonna lie, I hate this. But I've really started to come around on the Kenyon Sadiq to the Rams thing, which I also don't like. But Lions trade up with the Rams. 5th this year and a 3rd next year. Get fine. For the Lions, man, another 3rd. Oh, let me tell you, Lions fans, being from Michigan, boy, would they be pissed if they lost another 3rd. I mean, I get the trade up, but I just think being from here, Lions fans would be pissed if they lost another 3rd. Especially because they gave up so much for Tesla, and I think, was it Broderick Martin they gave up a 3rd or 2 for to move up for? There was another one. I don't think it was Manu, who was like the guard, the experimental guard, but yeah, Lions fans would be pissed if they trade a future 3rd. I feel like I've been shouting from the mountaintops forever, and luckily I have my friends to back me up. I feel like I would be running 12 and 13 personnel all the time. I would try to get 2 or 3 stud tight ends and I've always thought just getting 2 stud tight ends. And I feel like you get Sadiq. I feel like the way they use multiple tight ends now, I feel like you get Ferguson if he can keep coming along, and then blanking on what's his name. He's good for like 2 catches for 10 yards and a touchdown. But you put those 3 guys together, man. I just, quite frankly, I think the Rams are in a bit of a spot for a luxury pick too, man. Like, I think if they want to take Kenyon Sadiq, I think they can afford to do it. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have a little personal. I'm gonna try to not be a 49ers fan here, but if I was a Rams fan, I think Kenyon Sadiq would be pretty sweet. But who knows? Maybe they'll be pissed and they'll think, oh, he's a 49ers fan, but I like it. So, probably the second easiest pick in the entire draft, besides Fernando Mendoza to the Raiders, is Iwane Vega, but he's going to the Ravens. I mean, especially because I know it's been a little bit, but I'm sure they miss having their Marshall Yonda, especially with I know Fanu's there, but I just think knowing the Ravens, I think they want that dog. They want that dog in the middle. Like I said, I think it's probably the second most picked, player to a team besides Mendoza, which is pretty much that point. You're just being the guy who's trying to say Michael Kidd Gilchrist is better than Anthony Davis if you want to bring up Ty Simpson, in my opinion. But that's just me. I could be wrong. We could all be wrong, but it's one of those where it's like, okay, buddy, guy gets 5.2 blocks a game, and you want to try to tell me Michael Kidd Gilchrist is better than him. But okay, hey, a lot of GMs feel that way and get fired for it. I've been going pass rusher to Tampa. I feel like I've given Mesidor every time. Ooh, Ravens get Sadiq. I could see that. McCoy. I got it. All right, I got to get rid of the draft chart. I keep going to it thinking it's something I can at least reference off of. I'm going to stick with my gut. I've been with David Bailey the whole time going to the Jets. We're sticking with Akeem Mesidor going to Tampa. We're riding that out. Jets. They went David Bailey, and like I've said once, say it again. I love when Carnell Tate at 16. What am I missing? Some team would trade up for him before Carnell Tate goes 16. Good God. You gotta be kidding me, dude. After all the guys Ohio State's produced, you don't even think on accident this guy's at least like a top. That's pretty ballsy, in my opinion, sir. I'm glad that's your mock draft, and I'm sure you're a very respected guy, but that's. We're going to do what I like to do. We're doubling down. Jets took David Bailey, and he's obviously not the same spot as Quinnen Williams, but I think they'll cover that spot. I think they're going to kind of do the same with Sauce, too. I think they're going to end up going McCoy there. Lions, just the same people who prayed for Cade Cunningham, just takes over right tackle. Sewell goes to where he always should have been at left tackle. This guy can just play where he's been playing he just seems to be a Lions guy. I know a lot of people I've heard reports, again, maybe it's because I'm from Michigan, so I get to hear stuff, but a lot of people, there's been a lot of Lions and Caden Proctor smoke. What I've heard, but I think the Lions are going to do the right thing. Not that picking Proctor's the wrong thing. I just think they're going to go with the guy who already plays that spot. Then you can seamlessly just make Sewell be the one to make the adjustment to the left side. You already know he can. In my opinion, breaks my heart. Probably better tackle than Trent Williams now. Shatters my existence, but Sewell is a badass. That dude's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, barring an injury. So I think he goes left. You get Fanu right, which is why I could see which mock draft it was, had him trading up. Yeah, that's what I mean. Makes sense. So I get Lions fans be mad that they lose another third, but I think that's a hand in a glove pick right there. Just like our next one. Vikings. White safety. It's just right there. Is it too memey? Are other people? Because I really do just feel like it's one of those kind of you pick it there so much after a while you get bored. Oh, to Peter Woods. Okay. Holton Hood. I'm saying it's one of those like I don't want to just put the guy in the box or a box well, you do want to put him in the box, but you don't want to put him in a box cuz he's white. But I think we're going to go Daniel Thieneman. It just makes sense. Now last time Carolina, they got Kenyon Sadiq. They got to have some fun. This is a destiny pick. That's what I mean. And I feel bad because it's like you feel like Minnesota needs to have a white dude back there. But he is a need, though. It's like a perfect. Like it is coincidental that they're just like similar, same, very skilled white safeties. Like it's just. It is. It feels like a destiny pick. I'd say that's accurate. And like I said, it's justified. It's not just like a ha ha ha. But hey, man, the other one, I remember Cooper DeJean to the Packers. I thought that was I thought a white corner, the first guy since Jason Sehorn. I thought that was all Packers guys from Iowa. That felt Green Bay to me for sure. Good for him in Philly though, but I for sure thought he was a Packer. Man, Panthers are. Oh, there you go. See, they go safety. Oh, man, are these guys like hanging out doing their mocks together? Goodness. Sadiq, see, I think Sadiq to the Panthers would be so sick. Proctor, okay. See, I was thinking maybe Omar Cooper Jr., but the only thing is I don't know exactly how their receivers all scheme up together. Because I thought T Mac looked like a fucking dog or looked like a freaking dog, and then I really liked Coker coming on, and unfortunately Leggett, he didn't seem like he's been coming around. But the other two receivers look dope, so I'd love to give him Omar Cooper. I just don't know enough schematically if he would overlap with any of the other two receivers they've got. I mean, they're both big dudes though. And I feel like T Mac you can play anywhere. So you don't necessarily need like a slot guy, I don't think. Wow, that's a Johnny Dixon. Wow, these are some throwback combine comps. Holy cow. Hey man, if 49ers took Omar Cooper, I wouldn't be upset. You know what? We'll do it. Whether they believe in Bryce Young or not, I think they want to keep it, especially because they put so much on the. They added Jalen Phillips. I feel like I could, yeah, but see, then you can make that argument. You just double down, just like I was saying. You add Jalen Phillips, you just add more. Add Keldrick Falk. I'm a little sad because I want him, but I think Omar Cooper will go. I can see him going there. Going 19 to the Panthers. So, like I said, I love doubling down, but we'll see. Maybe for the Cowboys we don't, but I can see the Cowboys going Keldrick Falk here. But Omar Cooper, ooh, CJ Allen, especially because they didn't get their. Ooh, I think that's what I did last time. I do really like CJ Allen. See, this guy, he's thinking, he knows what's going on. Oh, that's trippy. Okay. Jordan Tyson at 20 to the Browns. Holton Hood. Chris Johnson 20. Oh, my boy. You're shattered right now. Going 20. He is a dog though, man. The more I mean, obviously I only have access to so much like stuff you can watch, but Chris Johnson does look like a bad dude, man. He might not be there for you at 32 anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna go CJ Allen. I like, especially if they don't get Sonny Styles. I like Jacob Rodriguez too, but SEC bias. I watched a little bit more Georgia than Texas Tech. But we'll do it. I like that pick. We had it last time. The Steelers. I think I had a McNeil Warren going here because I like the idea of him, like Jalen Ramsey together. I thought they could. Whoa, this dude's got a Maui Yoga. Maui. I always mess up his name. I feel so bad. I'm usually pretty good with Polynesian names. At least I think that's Polynesian, but I'm not. I'm not getting that down very well. Dang, man. Couple Steelers getting receivers. They got DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman. You think they'd add more? You don't think they'd add a nice tackle? Had like a Monroe Freeling type. Yeah. I think that makes the most sense, especially if you're bringing Aaron Rodgers back and then whoever takes over after him next year. I think that one makes a lot of sense. Chargers. Keldrick Falk, that's what I did. Hayden McDonald. Chris Johnson, 22. Oh, in division trade. How dare you? Chris Johnson keeps going up these mock drafts. I've got Keldrick. I think I've done that a couple times. I've been saying it. I've been screaming it from the mountaintops. I'm sitting on it. I'm calling it for 3. The Eagles are taking Caden Proctor. Wherever he fits. I don't care where he plays on the O-line. I think the Eagles O-line coach or whoever, I assume it's their O-line coach, but whoever coaches those dudes up, I think they'll put him wherever the hell they want, and they're not too worried about it. They took our tackle from Miami at 6. You're the Browns. Do you take Casey Concepcion or Denzel Boston here? Do you continue to protect whether you believe in Shadur? See, I had Denzel Boston too. Denzel Boston. I was say if I see another Denzel Boston, okay, all right. So I mean, Denzel Boston, I think makes sense to the Browns. When shatters my existence. I also do it to protect myself. But I do think the Bears. I think the Bears, because they lost Kevin Byard, which I can't believe happened, to be honest. So I, selfishly as I don't want this to happen, I think the Bears will take Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Much as I don't want it to, but not about what I want. Ooh, trade up there. Concepcion. Is that, he does seem like the guy the Bills would like, but they also have Caden McDonald, huh? Is there a reason why that's popular? Oops. Is that just those two? I feel like everyone keeps giving him the guy to try to help out Josh Allen, but I think they'll go Caden McDonald. I think that makes sense. Yeah. All right. As a 49ers fan, as I said, I'm going on what I think we're going to do, not what I want to do. I want Caleb Lomu. I want Caleb Lomu. I don't think we're going to do it. Oh, see, look, both these guys know it. See, look, now I'm just going to be upset. But see, Malachi Lawrence seems to be. There's been a lot. I'm gonna trust the sources. I'm gonna trust what I'm hearing. Whether I like this trade or not, or this pick or not, whether we trade back or not, like I said, I'm going for what I think we're gonna do. And our inside guy, Matt Mayoko's, he's pretty plugged in. Trust me, you guys want Ty Simpson. Stop it. Get out of here. I just trust me, man. I want Caleb Lomu. That's who I want. But I just, like I told you, and I've kind of said it before on stream, but I just know that the 49ers O-line coach and Shanahan, our O-line coach Chris Forrester, both kind of have the same mindset. They think the biggest gap between first and like fourth and fifth round tackles or any kind of O-line talent isn't as big as a gap as your first to fifth round receivers, corners, those other skill position guys, especially because in the past we've drafted Mike McClinchy, who is good. A lot of fun. I didn't like him, but he wasn't as bad as I talked shit about him, talked badly about him. I'll get better about swearing. I'm just trying to. Just I don't really need to, but I want to. But yeah, I just will. I want it. I just think they're gonna try to do what I don't like, and they'll take someone in the fourth, or they'll get cute, maybe trade back with the first or second, and use one of those middle round picks. That's what I fully anticipate. That's not what I want. I want Caleb Lomu. Play left guard, son. Time's done. You just play left tackle for Big Trent. Like that's. I think it makes too much sense, so it won't happen. But the other one, maybe this is just from being a 49ers fan. I feel like Howell could, because everything says this dude's like apparently explosive as a mofo. And I just remember when we had D Ford, as much as 49ers fans hate D Ford, when there was some about Bosa having like especially because like we almost had Bryce Huff work out. So I feel like there might be a sneaky chance we take Howell because everything says he's just like the most explosive, fast, bendy. So to me, it seems like that's the dude they keep trying to put opposite Bosa. D Ford, Bryce Huff. So I feel like this dude could be sneaky, especially because we haven't said anything about him. I feel like sometimes it's like a move in silence thing, and obviously I could be dead ass wrong. But I know my team. I got a weird feeling I could see us taking just a absolute explosive dude. Even if he's not a good run stopper, we used 3 picks last year for our first 4, I think, getting West, getting Collins, and getting Michael Williams. So I just see us like all in on a pass rusher, even if he sucks at run stopping. But all the inside stuff saying Malachi Lawrence, but I'm just saying, as a 49ers fan, sneaky option. I think Howell could be there, but everything said this dude's pretty explosive and whatnot too. I wish I knew about like arms. How big is this guy's arms? Hmm. I mean, I get it, especially because our D line coach Kirchuk, he's real good at teach. So if balance and leverage are this dude's problems, that's definitely something he can coach up. So I can see why. I mean, obviously, I'm looking at a graph and not any all 22, but just on like a rough idea of what I see, I get it. But yeah, we'll pick him. I think we might trade back to try to get him, but not over the moon about it. But ooh, the Texans. Who do I have the Texans? Hayden McDonald. Dude, Texans might be dancing. They might. Ooh, Blake Miller. You got a couple Blake Millers there. Hayden Proctor's gone. Yeah, dude, I think the Texans get excited. I think they come away here with a Caleb Lomu here. Ruben Bain for the Chiefs. I think they could go Terrell. I mean, I also see Concepcion. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what the Chiefs would. Chris Johnson. Ugh, that would be Sadiq to the Chiefs. I could maybe see that. Mesidor to the Chiefs. Colton Hood. Yeah, they lost both their corners. That's what makes me think they'd want a corner. I guess it depends. Whichever one they value more. Colton Hood or Terrell. Hmm, I don't know if they'll actually take a corner, but I think he's a high riser here. Just because this draft has been about shattering dreams. And have Chris Johnson go to the Chiefs. Much that bums me out. I don't want the Chiefs to get a dope player. We got the Dolphins getting Ty Lemon, so I don't think they're gonna double down on receiver. Maybe they do go Terrell. I was gonna say I could see it just kind of whatever corner might fall there for him or. Ooh, I've never heard of this young man. I don't know. Trey Dan Dukes? Hmm. We'll go Terrell. Now this one's kind of because apparently the Patriots are gonna acquire. Is he a stud? I've never like watched him, so I don't wanna. Okay. Hmm. That's the first time I've seen his name come up. I wonder. I mean, obviously that doesn't mean. Just I wonder. Okay. 6'1", 190. I mean, again, it's just a chart, but hip fluidity. That's such a football nerd thing. What about his hips? Okay. Sneaky guy to make. See, that's why it's important we do these. So then we can learn people. That's why it's important. Now we know more people that I didn't know to keep an eye out on. See? You always learn. You never act, you know a lot and you can always keep learning. But I keep hearing post June 1st, Patriots will trade their first in the next draft in 27 for AJ Brown. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's just smoke or not. And I'm not saying it to be funny. I've heard that was like a Rossini Vrabel thing. So now I don't know if people are starting to throw like counter shade back. Because AJ Brown played with Vrabel in Tennessee. So a lot of people are saying it's one of those he keeps kind of like pushing it, even if it's true or not. And now I don't know. That's kind of shitty. Seems like typical McDonald guy if we can't get. I was gonna say I figured Colton Hood is whichever corner I didn't give. I kind of forgot about Terrell unfairly, but I figured one of those two corners would go to you guys. If I went Colton Hood to the Chiefs, you guys would probably get Chris Johnson is what I was thinking. Seems like, well, you already have I'm in worry, so you're good, dude. You don't get another dope chess piece on defense. At least not while I'm in charge. Nah, I'm just playing. You gotta be fair. Gotta be down the middle. But I don't know. If they truly do go for AJ Brown, because I feel like Concepcion would be the pick. But if they're gonna go, the rumors are true, and they're gonna actually trade that pick next year. I'm gonna. You know what? Not going anywhere. Let me messing around here. Okay. Two sides have discussed a deal, but neither are willing to commit until after June 1st. All the elements remain in place to make it happen. All right, you know what? We're gonna believe it. And we'll give him his son there. I mean, I feel like I don't know, what do we got? I'm gonna say it. Yana Shore is still there. I could see them wanting a tackle. I feel like Conception. I can't believe Concepcion wouldn't go in the first round. Um, man, dude, I feel like a psychopath right now. Case he's not. There's no way he doesn't go in the first round. There will be far more receivers taken. Like maybe CJ Allen might not be there. I mean, there's always those dudes who fall who you're like, well, why the hell's he falling? It's just sometimes how the draft board works. Just AJ Brown's not on the team yet. It's a tough. Like if you're the Patriots right now, you don't really know if the Eagles all of a sudden are going to be like, no, we're good. So then you didn't draft any kind of receiver or anything to prepare. That's what kind of gets me a little bit, to be honest. See, Blake Miller's still there. Dude. I keep hearing, everyone keeps saying tackles are going to be flying off the board. Maybe. Is it bad that he just feels like a Patriot? Blake Miller from Clemson, tackle. Jamal Brown. Oh, he was a stud. I remember him. I had a weird. I really liked that. I'm trusting my gut. I'm giving the Patriots Concepcion. I'm trusting my gut. Fuck rumors. Forget rumors. Apologies. Forget rumors. We're going. Whatever. What is it? A bird. Something in the hands better than something in the bush. Whatever. Casey Concepcion in your hands better than AJ Brown in the bush. So, and then Colton Hood will go to the Seahawks. I think that makes a lot of sense. Round two. The Jets are screaming right now, having a fit because they almost got Casey Concepcion. Hmm. Do the Jets really believe in Geno Smith? Hmm. Do the Jets? I feel like I can see the Jets going Basantis, but all right, fellas, what do we got? Let's get round two started here. Boy, okay. Lee Hunter. I've seen he could be a very high riser too. The defensive tackle from Texas Tech. I've seen a lot of people love him. What's up, Jamie Erdahl? Um, Omar Cooper? See, that's what I'm saying. They'd be almost dancing in my draft. They'd be like, oh, we almost got Concepcion. Oh, I'd cry. Manuel McNeil Warren to the Jets at 33. Yeah, so it's funny. I feel like I'm giving Ty Simpson to the Cardinals at 34. Only one round. You know what? Jets got McCoy. They got Bailey. Screw it. Jets just go all in. They just take Peter Woods. I don't even know if he fits. They get an edge. They get a corner. I don't think. Dude, did they take Jacob Lopez? These cats have Jacob Lopez going. Ooh, okay, 53. Ooh, on the Steelers, that'd be upsetting. I could see him being a Steeler for sure. Hmm. I think they're gonna keep adding on defense. I think Aaron Glenn's gonna try to he's gonna try to butter his bread. And then yeah, the Cardinals. I mean, I don't know, dude. If you're the I don't know, dude. If you're the Cardinals, do you take Blake Miller instead of Ty Simpson? One of those. It just make too much sense kind of thing to not do it. TJ Allen, okay. Zion Young, probably best pass rusher, maybe. Ooh, you know what? I like Basantis because then that can you're doubling down on the Jeremiah Love, just like I was saying. You can protect Jeremiah Love. I like Blake Miller though, man. I feel like I'm dogging on him here by not picking him. Go Basantis though, man. I feel like they're gonna take a guard. And I feel like that, like I said, it protects your quarterback, protects your first round asset. The Raiders, I think they just have Mendoza, Blake Miller. They get, yeah, he won't go too much farther there. Giants, Jordan Tyson, Sonny Styles. Do they need an? I was gonna say, I know their tackle. Oh man, what's his name? Andrew Thomas. I think from Georgia. He's really good too. He's sneaky good. We have the Giants getting Sonny Styles. They get receiver. Giants are in it. Do they go Jacob Lopez? Jacob Lopez? Jacob Rodriguez. Unfairly putting my Spanish names. DeSantis, Christian, Peter Woods, Caleb Banks, maybe? I keep hearing Caleb Banks is pretty good too. Lee Hunter, man, that's what I was just talking about. We'll go Lee Hunter. I keep hearing good things about him. I'm not going to be scared off by the ranking on here being a little lower. So the Texans got Lomu. Well, they'll get Caleb Banks. Now the Browns, like I said, we got to be Denzel Boston. Okay, so they've doubled down on offense. They're protecting their assets. I like that. Quarterback's not going to be there. See, it says low priority, but did the Browns actually have any other pass rushers besides my guy, Myles Garrett? I mean, Mason Graham's a stud. Like I said, being from Michigan, get to hear and see a lot about him. But, like, if you're the Browns, nah, screw it. This is where I selfishly take over here. Now, whichever D end you value most, probably who they're going to take. Yeah, dude, they're taking Zion Young. I'm sorry. I think that's a bit of a clown. It's like you don't want to help. It's like when the Lions GM comes out and says they don't need. Oh, we've got Hutch. We don't need more pass rush. That's not how it works. No, Browns, you're gonna be smart. You're gonna stop being stupid. You're gonna take Zion Young. Chiefs, the Chiefs I've seen might be Chiefs and Cowboys are the two teams I keep seeing might trade up. They kind of try to go for their defense. They go edge and corner. I mean, I think Iona Shore right there for him. I mean, no? Is it just not like just kind of hand in a glove there? Now, the Bengals I've been giving them my guy, Caleb Downs, probably my favorite player, like I said. Overall, number one guy. I think Caleb Downs is probably the best overall, in my opinion. Again, limited film study. Hmm. I was thinking maybe Rodriguez to the Bengals, but I don't know. 41. McNeil Warren. Okay. DJ Allen. Okay. I'll give the Bengals. I mean, I know I might be biased. I really like D'Angelo Pons, but they'll probably do the NFL thing. We had them take in Carnell Tate. Big. I think he makes sense since they lost Cam Jordan. They might want someone who can do a little bit of both. I think TJ Parker goes to the Saints there. Plus, like I said, they got Carnell Tate already. A little bit of offense, help defense a little bit. Let's see. Dolphins got Makai Lemon and Terrell. Hmm. I can see Howell. What Christian Miller was another one that I think makes sense too. DJ Parker. What? We'll do Christian Miller. I think Dolphins want to try to. Yeah, but you get a pass rusher there like Howell still. You got Terrell, you got Lemon. No, Jets. Let's see. Thinking, all right, here's another one I think Jacob Lopez could go. Oh, looks like they're going guard hard. I'm going to trust my gut. I'm going to give the Jets Jacob Rodriguez here. Double check. Peter Woods. McCoy. Just all new defense. They don't put anything on offense. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a talent infusion, I don't think you mess with it. Here you go. They get their guard in the first classic Ravens. Big old monster from Penn State. Big old monster from Georgia. We got Anthony Hill still there. R. Mason Thomas. Anthony Hill. See, I was thinking Anthony because I've seen a lot of Jacob Rodriguez to Tampa too. R. Mason Thomas. We gave them Mesidor, so they will complement Mesidor with Anthony Hill. I think that makes sense. Colts, is this their first pick, I believe? Is their first pick. Okay. Probably best edge. Receiver. Linebacker. Okay. We'll have them getting our Mason Thomas then. And this is the Falcons' first pick, who I believe. And receiver. Tackle. Tackle. Guard. Tackle. Receiver. Defensive tackle. Jeremy Bernard to the Falcons. They just keep stacking weapons. I like it. Vikings, them. The Yeneman, classic. Makes too much sense not for it to happen. They go D'Angelo Pons. Do they get scared away? Nah, I think they take. I think they take the risk. Gave the Lions. They got Fanu last time, so I'm thinking Derek Moore because he's from Michigan, but where's he at? Thinking, that's tough. He just the highest rated D end? Like it's a little disrespectful. I mean, like Derek Moore played pretty well. Stats or hmm. Oops. Dang dude. think I'm gonna trust the board, but they could go either edge there. For the Panthers, they spent a lot on spent a lot of resources on guard, so they probably wouldn't take Stooks, Kyle Lewis. I was gonna say Kyle Lewis should probably start coming into play soon. Panthers, we already hooked them up with Omar Cooper. They go defense here. I know Halsey's pretty. Go Stooks. We're gonna take this new high riser type that everyone seems to like. So we'll give them to the Panthers. Packers, first pick of their draft. I don't even know what they need. Packers need like D line maybe more O line. It looks like a lot of people think. Safe, not fancy. Go Keontae Scott. I mean, you're playing with the Lions, Bears, and Vikings. They have a lot of good receivers. Maybe they add another corner. Maybe they want someone to try to. Steelers gave them Monroe Freeling, so they will assume Aaron Rodgers comes back here. Thinking would Golday be a Jacob Rodriguez, D-Tac Branch? Okay. Safety C Holsey was another one I was thinking might go there to the Steelers too. Right. You know what? We'll do Holsey too. I like it. Eagles. They need Stowers. I was gonna say, so say they do get rid of AJ Brown. Like I said, we're not living in that universe where he's for sure gone. We'll go Stowers. I actually like that. Chargers are crying as Pregnon is there at 55 for them. Not even a hesitation. They're so pumped. They got him. Things keep Slater healthy. They keep Joe out healthy. Chargers might be looking good. So the Jags, let's see. I'm curious. They fully convert Travis Hunter. Did they add a receiver? Linebacker? I was gonna say we still got Golday there. That's one that keeps getting added, so we'll add Golday. Yeah, I like that. So the Bears, they got my safety. Got my guy. What edge? Do we have any? Ooh, you know who's there? And they say Derek Moore and Dennis Sutton are there. I was gonna say I like Dennis Sutton more, but it's probably up to whatever. I'm gonna go give the Bears Danny Dennis Sutton. Loving their draft. Manuel McNeil Warren. So we got Malachi Lawrence. And now I selfishly, let's see. I'm taking a guard. One of these two. Seems like Rutledge is kind of the guy. A lot of people really like Rutledge. Dunker's another one I keep hearing about, but They have the visits on there. Top 30 with the Steelers. We'll go Rutledge. I think he seems like that kind of dude we'd want. And use a second round pick. I could see it. Texans, they got Lomu, Caleb Banks here. I think this is the first time I gave them a center. Lomu, Caleb Banks. Tough. X Derek Moore. Jacob Rodriguez. Deontay Scott. Mike Washington. You know, I've heard the Texans might go linebacker, draft someone, and then move out Azeez Al-Shaair, who I love as a 49ers fan, but maybe that is their plan. Maybe they use one of their assets to kind of plan for the future a little bit. You know, the Bears got that. Damn, man, another pick. Good Bears, dude. Here, I'd guess the Bears would probably just go whichever receiver they probably like the most. I think makes the most sense based on what we've given them so far. Okay, I keep hearing a lot about Chris Bell. Chris Bell. I think that's Bears. I'm loving the Bears draft. The Rams, we gave them Sadiq. What do you think the Rams? Rams go corner, guard. Rams go dunker. I could see it. Ooh, Kyle Lewis. Actually, I really like that. We'll do that. Rams will give them Kyle Lewis. I like that. And then is this the Bronco? Oh, it is the Bronco. Oh, yep, because they got Jalen Waddle. Ooh. Darian Price, huh? Give them Max Clare. I really like. Give the Broncos Max Clare. Patriots. I could see Connor Lew. Patriots. We gave him Casey Concepcion, and you know what we're gonna do here? Seems we're gonna go Derek Moore. Feels like a very ooh. I say Romello Heights, another guy I've been hearing about quite a bit too recently. Gave Seahawks Colton Hood. Based on I just don't think they would use a second round pick on Jadarian Price. Maybe Price, I feel like Price makes a lot of sense. I feel like the only other guy maybe was maybe Romello Height. I keep hearing a lot on recently, and then Ron Crawford was good. But I feel like Jadarian Price makes sense. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. All right. Ravens, A minus. Lions, A plus. Yeah. Lions are coming away loaded. C plus. Yeah. A minus. Okay. Lions coming away A plus data. Jets A dude, Jets changed their defense dramatically with this draft. Dude, I really like the Giants draft. But looks like the Lions coming away with the clear. Oh, Raiders? Mendoza? Yeah, Mendoza and Blake Miller. The Raiders would probably pass the fuck out. Pass the frick out. Okay, Lions. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, we got everything all finished up. All right. It was a little over an hour, but I like the way the mock draft looks. I'll end up posting it too, just so then we all get a good look at it. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Sucks I jumped in kind of late to streaming. Could have done some more mock drafts and whatnot. Appreciate my boy Adrian being here. See you tomorrow. Gonna have a blast. I'm thinking the next time I'll probably be streaming probably on Saturday. Like I said, I might stream during the draft, just kind of have it up on the side while I'm just doing some side quests on Inquisition. But we'll see what's going on. I don't know. Maybe something crazy happens. My boss seemed kind of up in there about Friday. So it'd be kind of cool if I ended up with Friday off. So we'll end up seeing what happens. But I appreciate everyone coming through. Anyone who will check the video out. Hope everyone has fun tomorrow watching the draft. Like I've said before, it's one of the few good times in sports where pretty much everybody's like 90 beside unless you like hate your team's picks, but pretty much everyone's like at peak optimism. Just a fun time. I can't wait. It's I definitely look forward to it more than my own birthday, to be honest. But yeah, I appreciate anyone who came through, and most likely see you guys on Saturday, but I will see you next time. I hope wherever you guys are at, next time you go to sleep, whenever the next time you go to sleep is, because some people might be watching this. Could be 2:14 a.m. It could be 4:14 p.m. But wherever you're at, I hope you have a good rest of your day, your night until you go to sleep. I'll see you